Executive Order Number 23, Series of 1987, and Proclamation Number 466, Series of 1989 respectively, the Filipino nation annually observes the Philippine Veterans Week and commemorates the Araw ng Kagitingan. This is to honor the valor and heroism of the country's defenders who paid the price of freedom, peace, and democracy we enjoy today and made being Filipinos a source of dignity and pride. With this year's theme, ang veterano, sigla at inspirasyon ng kabataan tungo sa tuwid na daan, the Steering Committee on National Observances and its Interagency Technical Working Committee prepared a series of events to memorialize the heroic deeds of Filipino veterans and instill a sense of national pride and promote love for country among our people. Prior to the Philippine Veterans Week proper, some activities were held to help create public awareness and drum up participation in the main events. This included a symposium entitled Images of Valor and Victory, which focused on the World War II heroes in the Visayas. Held in collaboration with the Philippine Historical Association, the symposium had Ms. Gemma Cruz Araneta as keynote speaker, while respected historians from the academe gave lectures on World War II heroes and the liberation campaign in the Visayas. The symposium served as a venue for a lively interaction between the younger generation and the living heroes themselves, the World War II veterans from the Visayas, who imparted their first-hand account of their encounters with the enemy and of their eventual victory. The Philippine Veterans Affairs Office also held two golf tournaments, the Philbits Cup and the Veterans Golf Cup. The two-leg tournament is a fundraiser for the Filipino War Veterans or Philbits Foundation, a non-stock, non-profit organization which conducts year-round medical mission in far-flung areas and operates 11 medical outreach clinics nationwide to reach out to veterans and their families. Among the prominent veterans who played were former President Fidel Valdez Ramos, Defense Secretary Voltaire T. Gasmin, and former Defense Secretary Renato de Villa, who is the chairman of the Philbits Foundation. A youth-oriented musical variety show dubbed Kagitingan, Alay sa Bayaning Pilipino was also staged for the first time to express tribute to Filipino veterans in form of music and dance. This was in partnership with the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. World-class performers namely Noel Cabangon, Fame Flores, Halili Cruz Ballet Company, Sining Bulaqueño, among others showcased the best in Filipino artistry. It concluded with an offering of flowers to World War II heroes and a solemn serenade. The 2013 Philippine Veterans Week proper commenced with a sunrise ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, Libingan ng mga Bayani, Taguig City. The sunrise ceremony is an opportunity for Filipino veterans to honor their fallen comrades and for the families of the veterans to do the same. Thus, soldiers and civilians, veterans and the youth, gathered in this symbolic event to offer flowers to those who have offered their lives in the altar of freedom. Lieutenant General Noel A. Cobalias, AFP, the 55th Commanding General of the Philippine Army, was a guest of honor in the event. Shortly after the sunrise ceremony, the Honorable Voltaire T. Gasmin, Secretary of National Defense, led war veteran leaders, Veteran Servicing and Support Organization, and youth representatives in offering wreath to honor the memory of veterans who died in defense of our homeland. At the Hunters ROTC Guerrilla Field, Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City, was held this year's Parade and Review in honor of the veterans. This is a way by which the Armed Forces of the Philippines honors the nation's senior defenders. The ceremony was led by no less than Lieutenant General Alan R. Luga, Vice Chief of Staff, representing Lieutenant General Emmanuel Bautista, the AFP Chief of Staff. Former Defense Secretary Renato S. De Villa, Chairman of the Filipino War Veterans Foundation Incorporated, was the special inspirational guest of the event. On April 7, 2013, a tribute to all Filipino heroes memorial event was observed to honor all Filipino heroes, patriots and defenders who fought and died for the country's freedom and liberty. From the time of Lapu-Lapu to the Revolutionary and World War II eras up to the present, that includes the veterans of anti-dissident campaigns. And on April 9, 2013, people of all ages and profession trooped to the dambana ng Kagitingan in Mount Samat, Pilar, Bataan for the 71st commemoration of Araw ng Kagitingan. The centerpiece event of the Philippine Veterans Week, whereby President Benigno S. Aquino III led the entire nation in remembering the patriotism, selfless sacrifices, and valor of Filipino veterans.
Kasabay po nating ipinagdiriwang ngayon ang Philippine Veterans Week. Kaya naman, sa gabay ng mabuting halimbawa ng ating mga veterano, ialay po natin ang pagbabagong hatid ng tuwid na landas sa mga kapatid nating Pilipinong hindi nakuhang matamasa ang bunga ng kapayapaan at kasaganahan ng kasalukuyan. Bilang bagong henerasyon ng mga Pilipino, ipamalas natin ang kahandaan nating mag-alay ng sarili para sa malawakan at makabuluhang pagbabago. Maligayang araw po ng Kagitingan. Mabuhay po ang sambayan ng Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
From Bataan, the observance moved northward to Capas National Shrine, Tarlac for the Paggunita sa Capas, a day of remembrance for our freedom fighters who experienced the horrendous death march and imprisonment at Camp O'Donnell. The site became an internment ground for 20,000 Filipinos and 1,600 American soldiers who died due to sickness, deprivation, and enemy brutality during the war. Honorable Victor A. Yap, Governor of the province of Tarlac, was the guest of honor and speaker in the ceremony. Sunset ceremony is the culminating activity of the Philippine Veterans Week. Veterans, widows, children, and great-grandchildren of veterans gathered before the tomb of the unknown soldier at the libingan ng mga bayani, Taguig City, like one big happy family, and shared their personal reflections on their lives that were touched by having a veteran in the family. The event ended with a candle lighting activity in honor of the veterans. At the Veterans Memorial Medical Center, a variety show dubbed Lolo Ko, Veterano, Idol Ko, culminated the 2013 observance of the Philippine Veterans Week. It featured performances from the VMMC medical team headed by Dr. Nona Legaspi, director of the VMMC herself. the dedicated medical facility for veterans and their dependents also held a tula contest, bingo socials, an open house, and an open forum titled Magtanong sa Pamunuan. It also deployed its medical quick response team in an ambulance at Libingan ng mga Bayani, Purihidor, Kappa Shrine, and Mount Samat, where the various Philippine Veterans Week events were held. The Philippine Veterans Week events were not confined in the NCR or Region 3 only. Replication ceremonies of the Araw ng Kagitingan rites headed by the President in Bataan were also held in various provinces and component cities such as Baguio, Batac, Ilocos Norte, Isabela, Albay, Leyte, Iloilo, Cagayan de Oro, Davao, Cotabato, Zamboanga, and Butuan. With the assistance of the Metro Manila Development Authority, the Philippine Veterans Week events were flashed in the electronic billboard along EDSA, the main thoroughfare of the country, from March to April 2013 at no expense to the TWC. Government and private media organizations, both local and international, also actively and extensively assisted in the publicity, promotion, and coverage of this year's commemoration, creating awareness among the citizens, drawing maximum participation from various sectors, and once again putting the limelight to the country's defenders and their significant contributions, which allowed us to live in a society where freedom, peace, and democracy reign supreme. In summary, this year's Philippine Veterans Week observance was not only successful but also meaningful.